Mistfall actually does a very good job about explaining most of the game's mechanics and what all you can do, but there are a few things the game doesn't tell you or go into much depth on. So today I'll be going over everything a new player will need to know, as well as go into detail on some things that even previous players might not have messed with yet. If you enjoy the video and learn something from it, hit that like button and drop a sub if you want to see more. It helps me out a lot. Mistfall currently has 5 classes you can choose from, but don't worry, you are able to create more than 5 characters so you can try them all without losing progress on others. The first class here is the Mercenary, a very tanky melee class that can hold its own against players and high tier mobs with relative ease. Sorcerer is the ranged spellcasting DPS class. Its abilities allow you to do damage from a safe distance, place barriers for protection, and freeze or catch enemies on fire. Black Arrow is the bow class. Using their trusty bow, Black Arrows rain down attacks on enemies and cause stagger. Shadow Strix are the rogue class of the game. You can go invisible and sneak up on others, causing devastating damage, and use their abilities to drain the stamina or halt the healing of others. Seer is the newest class to the game. Like the Sorcerer, the Seer uses magic as its means of attack, but they can also provide buffs and healing for your teammates. If you're new to the game or you plan on playing mostly solos, I don't recommend starting with this class. It's not impossible to kill other players, but they will not have the advantage in fights. After you've selected your class and named your character, you will go through a tutorial. It is very good at showing you the basic combat mechanics and how explorations are done. And then you'll arrive at the starting play screen. In the top right hand corner, you will see your settings, messages, and your Guild and Blood count. This might be Guild and Blood, but I only see 1-0, so I think it's Guild and Blood. This is the primary currency in the game. At the bottom left, you have your chat and news area. On the bottom right is where you go to choose solo or trio queues and launch into an exploration. You can also choose to load into a training area, where you can test out different characters against different enemies they have set in the area. On the right side here, we have a few items to choose from, the first being Victory Wine. You will not have this unlocked right away, but you will have access to the Springhorn used by pressing R by default. The Springhorn will provide you with some healing, and once you unlock the Victory Wine, you can add some Affix buffs to it. There are quite a few to select from, some buffing attack, defense, stamina, and other stuff. The first tier only grants the use of 2 in the mix. With each upgrade, you will unlock the ability to add more and more. We will touch on how to upgrade this in a few moments. Journey is where you will find all your quests. You have the main line of quests, dailies, trainings, and weeklies. Completing these will provide you with Guild and Blood, materials, heals, and chests, which can be opened to select one item. The Friend tab is where you can go to invite friends to your game or add them. To add a friend, you will need to use the name of their character. If you are friends with someone's Sorcerer and they want to run with you on another character, you will need to add the other character. You can also invite friends to your game by clicking on the icons here next to your character. Guide gives you a brief rundown of some actions within the game. Class attacks, how to move, loot, stuff like that. Moving on from the Play tab, you will see Skills. Here you can assign what skills you want on your character. Some are unlocked automatically, but others you will need to level up your character to unlock. To equip a new skill, simply click and drag to the slot you want it in. Some classes, like the Mercenary, can have 4 skills equipped, 2 for the sword and shield and 2 for the hammer. But you must have that weapon equipped and in your hands in order to use those skills. Talents is where you can assign talent points, unlocked by leveling your character, to unlock new talents. Talents are upgrades to your character and skills. Each skill will have its own set of talents to unlock. Talent points can be refunded at any time for no cost. The warehouse is where everything you get from quest rewards and what you extract with will go. It's basically your stash. On the left is where everything is stashed away. Anything in this stash can be accessed across all your characters. On the right is your character and what you currently have equipped. Whatever is shown on your character here and in the slots under it is what you will enter the exploration with. The shop is where you can go to buy armor, weapons, and accessories, as well as some heals and other materials. Camp is where you upgrade your stuff. The goddess statue increases the percentage of healing you get per Springhorn use. The Guild and Blood pool increases the amount of Guild and Blood your Guild and Jar can hold, allowing you to extract with more. Warehouse upgrades your warehouse capacity. The shop increases the rarity of items that can be purchased in the shop, as well as add some more in there. Auction House increases your auction house slots, and the Tavern upgrades your Victory Wine, unlocking the Victory Wines that allow you to have more Affix slots. The Auction House is where you can sell unwanted or high value items, as well as purchase them from other players. You can sort by item type, rarity, or what affixes are on them. The leaderboard shows you who is the best at killing players, who has the most money, and who's defeated the most amount of the biggest boss. On your character, you have armor slots, weapon slots, slots for rings and necklaces, which give you bonuses to health, attack, and more. These come in 6 rarities: damaged, common, rare, excellent, epic, and legendary. Items that are of the quality of rare or higher will come with affixes on the items, and each rarity tier above rare will increase the amount of affixes that they come with. In the middle, you have 3 slots to place quick use items, like heals and throwables. Your Gildan jar over here to the right, and its capacity, your current stats, and what affixes are active. Under details, you can look at your attributes and affixes. Attributes are increased by the gear you have on. Affixes can be applied via armor, weapons, accessories, and your springhorn. When an affix is applied to your springhorn, you will not get the added level or effects of it until you use the springhorn during an exploration. Once drank, it's active for the remainder of that exploration. Having multiple level 1 of an affix on different pieces of equipment will increase that affix's level accordingly. So having 3 separate pieces of equipment, all with the same affix at level 1, would make that affix level level 3. Or having a level 2 affix on one piece of armor and having that same affix on another piece of armor at level 1 would make that affix level 3 overall. If you have a total affix level of 3 with your equipped items, placing that affix in your victory wine will make that affix level 4 once you drink it during an exploration. Increasing the level of an affix will increase its effectiveness and the percentages of buffs it will give you. Some affixes, once you reach level 5, will give you an extra bonus. Now, off to the actual explorations. There are currently 2 dungeons available, and you will load into one of them randomly when you click play. When you get into the dungeon, you will encounter players and various mobs. The mobs vary in how they attack and their difficulty. You have various melee, ranged, and magic enemies. They come in 5 difficulties: standard, minor elite, elite, and bosses. There might be 1 or 2 more levels above this, but I'm not 100% sure as I haven't ran into anything higher than the bosses. The difficulty of an enemy can be easily identified by their size and the icon to the left of their health bar. Elites and higher are much stronger. They have more health, hit harder, and some can freeze and quickly stagger you multiple times. I won't go super in depth on them right now because it would take a while, but down the road I will do a breakdown of each enemy, their attacks, and their weaknesses. The difficulty of the AI does scale based on the number of members within your party. The combat in this game is very similar to games like Elden Ring. You don't have sprint, just a dodge. In combat, you need to successfully dodge or block attacks depending on the situation and class. As a mercenary, a successful block will stagger the enemy momentarily, allowing you to get in some hits or pull back for healing. Sometimes enemies will get a red glow to them. I call it enraging. You cannot block these attacks. No matter what you do, they're going to get that attack off. So either get out of the way or kill them before they do it. The PvP in this game is another topic that I can't really go very in depth on. I'll have to make another video on that. The players are very easy to tell what are players and what are the mobs, as they look completely different and they have a little red emblem above their head. The PvP in this game is pretty skill based. You could have not so good armor, but then absolutely destroy someone that has great armor because they're not very good with their character. Or you know how to counter them very well. Countering is huge in this game. If you are a mercenary or a rogue playing against a black arrow, that black arrow is going to try and make as much distance between you and him as possible. What you're going to want to do is close that gap, and you're going to want to try to stagger them and do as much damage as possible while you can. A great tactic is draining their stamina. Constantly make them dodge away and try to get away from you without burning too much of yours, and when you see them glow purple, go in for the attack. You and other players will glow purple when your stamina is completely gone. During this time, you cannot perform heavy attacks with weapons like the hammer, and you cannot dodge. So pay very close attention to that and make sure you keep that managed. The looting is pretty straightforward. For the most part, you just kill mobs, loot them, open chests, and loot. And you can also find loot on other players from what they've collected. You can also find loot inside of crates and vases around the map. Just break them and see if you get lucky. Some chests are locked with this purple icon above it. You have to kill enemies close by that have that icon above them. Attempting to open the chest before you kill them will send out a purple trail to the enemies you need to kill and briefly mark them for you. Some vases around the map do not hold loot at all. Instead, they're there to just cause harm. These purple vases, when broken, will apply a debuff to you, causing your footprints to glow for a period of time, and anyone can see it. The red ones, when broken, will cause a red globe to appear. It will track you and cause damage and stagger you if it hits you. There are areas here that will damage you if you step inside. Sometimes there's chests on the edge or inside, or they're just blocking a path. Hitting the head in the middle with any attack will cause it to be safe to traverse through momentarily. You can also find white rings that have air moving up and down through them. Stepping on these and jumping will launch you into the air, but you will land safely and not take any damage. There are also purple porters that you can take. Interacting with them will teleport you to another area. As you get close enough to the portal, it will show you the path of the portal and where it's going to take you. Unlike most extraction games, Mistfall has a circle of mist that closes in similar to a battle royale. Standing in the mist for too long will build up and then start damaging you. So once you're looted up and ready to leave, listen for the bells of woodlings and look for this pulsing blue area to appear on your screen. These are the mobs you need to kill to extract. Killing them will drop anywhere from 1 to 3 bells, depending on the mode you're in. Equip it and press H to open a way out. Then interact with the bright light that appears and you're gone. If you are in a duo or a trio, the last bell is guaranteed to drop the amount of bells you need, as only one person can extract per a bell. Once out, sort through your newfound wealth, upgrade your camp, and dive into the next dungeon. Now, you have everything you need to get started with Mistfall Hunter. The playtest is coming to an end soon on May 15th, but that doesn't mean the content is going to stop. I have a few more videos planned for Mistfall, including a breakdown of all the enemies, so if you're interested in that, stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have a great one. See you guys in the next one.